This is Chase Bliss Clean. Clean is a creative compressor that brings the joyful and exploratory energy of distortion circuits to compression. Like noise gate, filtering, envelope follower. Alright, so it's been a few days since I've been playing with this guy. It's actually an incredibly practical pedal, but it's also incredibly creative, so it does inject a good amount of character, but if you don't need that character, it also just serves as a great compressor. Dynamics is like your ratio, sensitivity is like your threshold, and then you have attack. And this release toggle here toggles between quick release, custom release setting, and then a slow release. I'm going to leave it on fast for now. This EQ knob is basically what it is. If you leave this toggle in the middle, then turn it to the right, it rolls off the lows. Turn it to the left, it rolls off the highs. So for now, I'm just going to leave it straight up and down. The wet and dry knobs are very straightforward. Nothing here is terribly complex yet. Where things start to get interesting is really once you start playing around with these two knobs here, the mode knob and the physics knob. So the mode knob basically modulates the EQ. The physics knob modulates the manner in which the compression is layered in. So for now, I'm just going to leave it all off, demonstrate it as if it was a regular old compressor. If I do like a funky kind of thing and turn this on. So you can tell what it's doing with this LED right here. When it's pumping in and out, that means it's basically on. And the brighter it gets, the more it's compressing. So if I turn the sensitivity knob up, I mean, because I have a fast attack and fast release, you can really hear the pumping. So if I turn up the dynamics even more, you'll really feel the pumping. I could obviously just turn up the wet even more if I really like the compressed sound. Want to keep the sensitivity up, like maybe all the way up. Obviously quite aggressive, but if you leave the attack turned down just a little bit, so give it a little bit more room before the compressor kicks in, a little bit more lively, you get the transient of the attack there. Yeah, I don't know, it's cool. As soon as this knob, the dynamics knob, starts going up past noon is when things start getting kind of overly aggressive. So from about I can't remember exactly what it is, but from like 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, it's a limiter. And then as you keep going, it's what's called a sag, or maybe the sag is like the last portion here. But sag is like emulating when a tube starts to go to feed back so much when it's actually feed forwarding, the signal past the threshold starts to reduce volume, or your uncompressed signal will effectively be louder than your compressed signal. I mean, you can start to hear that. It's almost like a gate. You don't even hear it at all. That's how hard it is. So if I turn down the sensitivity, it's almost like a swell. I'm turning this all the way up. I'll turn some reverb on. If I want a basic EQ, if I turn it to the left, it's the low pass. Let it keep going, it gets really dark. So if I turn this to the left, the uncompressed signal has that EQ setting. It's almost like serving as a gate. It's reducing so many of the lows. Turn this all the way down. And the attack and release setting are really quite quick. So logic says that if I turn up the attack and release, yeah, let's keep going. Really nice. One of the things it says in the manual is it rewards dynamic playing, and I think this kind of setting is an example of that. Let's flip this to the right side. And this is one of my favorite little modes here, where it's almost like a tremolo. It kind of uses the attack and release for how fast the EQ flutters the signal. But if I turn down the attack a little bit. Ooh, it sounds like a tremolo. I really like the quick, almost like FM stuff. So I could imagine putting that knob on some sort of mod. But anyway, if I turn this the other way, a tremolo that effectively reduces the highs. So physics determines how you want the compressor to act vintagey or not. So if I turn it to the left, it's quite a subtle effect. You can see even the light is like dimming subtly, like in and out. Quite subtle. It's not really a tremolo, and it's not really a vibrato or anything. It's just like a little bit of a flutter. So if I turn it to the right, that's where it really starts to get Chase Blissy. It's really just a more aggressive glitch, flutter on the attack and release especially. The one thing I forgot I haven't talked about so much is swell. So yeah, I mean, I already do have a volume pedal. I don't know how much use that's gonna get. Nice that it's there. So much of guitar music is Stratocaster, and so much of compressors is middle pickup that it really would be an injustice to not try some of that. So while I'm here, I'm going to turn on Dusty. So basically what that does is turn off the second limiter. So turning that off means that it's sending it through and it's letting the saturation really come through. So this is the only effect I have on right now. Let's dry. So sorry, but per usual, little saxophone. Here it is dry. This pickup is not terribly beefy. All right, let's turn on the clean and hear that. So yeah, clean. It's awesome. It's got vintagey tube-like compression that's not trying to be anything else. It's its own thing. But it has a really cool take on tremolo, a really cool take on swelling, and a really cool take on overdrive and glitchiness, like the sense of a broken compressor circuit that's feeding that character into your sound. So not really any other pedal quite like this. And definitely one of my favorite Chase Bliss things to come out. I love that it's like a practical pedal, and so I can keep it on here knowing that I don't have to be playing weird ambient music. You know, when I think of a Chase Bliss stuff, it's usually the delay or pitch, time stretchy sample stuff. This is more of a traditional pedal in the fact that it's purely analog circuit. You know, not so much the digital brain part of Chase Bliss, but it has that quirky Chase Bliss character in it. So I'm a fan. I'll keep it. Can recommend.